All right, let me go to Canada and talk a little bit about the truckers. What's happening up there? I support the truckers. I am not involved with the truckers. I've talked to the spokesperson, had him on the program. I think he sounds really reasonable.
I just read you were the main instigator of the truckers in Canada.
No, I know I am. The press is making that into strangely. But I will tell you this. If they remain peaceful, the one thing they have to remember is please don't piss the average person off. It's like these it's like these people who are, Occupy Wall Street and they go on, the Golden Gate Bridge during rush hour and just sit down.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you when you do that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get home from work. Please get your ass up off the bridge. I think even Martin Luther King wanted to run some of those people over. If he was on his way home after a tough day and a bunch of people are protesting on the bridge, he'd be like, you know what? I think I just put it in drive and let's go. So it's not good to piss off the average person. But I don't know what the truth really is up there because all you have is mainstream Canadian press, and they are all in the tank, just like ours are. Now, this weekend, our mainstream press is going up there, so it's going to be a circus. And they are not really, it's kind of interesting to see the authoritarian, who's the fascist and who isn't. The Department of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, and Pete Buttigieg. So you've got a couple of GED guys who are right. I mean, no offense. I don't mean to offend anybody who got their GED because I have a lot of respect for you. So I shouldn't have put these guys in your category. Anyway, they are going to take the bull by the horns because they say there's a trucker blockade that may happen at the Super Bowl this weekend. And they are warning right now. They're working, quote, with great urgency. And they want to make sure that no truckers have any ideas to stop the Super Bowl. Now, I would like to talk to the truckers of Los Angeles. Stu is at the Super Bowl. If you can just target him and make sure his car doesn't get there, it would be delightful. But what they're saying now is this is going to restrict federal authorities from securing it. You don't want to be anywhere near the Super Bowl this Sunday with your truck. Don't. Because I'm telling you, they will use. Have you noticed in Canada they're just making up laws now? You can't honk your horn. Can't honk your horn. You what? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and no firewood. You can't have firewood. If you're caught with firewood, it's 20 years in prison. Wait a minute, what? Well, firewood could be used to start a fire? Is that maybe why it has fire in the name, firewood? Well, you never know how that stuff is going to be used. Yeah, you do. They're going to keep warm and, you can't bring people gasoline. Since when? Well, right now. I mean, you can bring people gasoline if they broke, on the side of the road and they ran out of gas. That you can do. But there's a long-standing law. Has it passed yet? Long-standing law that you can't bring gasoline to truckers. Oh, really? I mean, that's how desperate they are. And Joe Biden apparently has said that the Canadian leaders need to use federal powers to resolve the situation at our border. Oh. Jawohl, mein Führer, eh? Yeah. That's wonderful. Do you remember when Donald Trump said, if the governors ask, I'll send in the National Guard? Fascist! Fascist! Hey, maybe I should send in the FBI because they're firebombing federal buildings and I have complete power to send in the FBI if people are firebombing federal buildings. Fascist! He's now saying use federal powers to make sure. And I love the analyst from CNN. She was a former Department of Homeland Security person for the Obama administration. Slash the tires, empty the gas tanks, arrest the drivers, and move the trucks.
They're going to be hard to move once you slash the tires and they're out of gas.
And there's nobody to drive the truck. I mean, it's
going to be hard.
She's Harvard educated, so we'll do the rest of the show slowly for her. But she went on because she got hammered online. She said, trust me, I will not run out of ways to make this hurt. Cancel their insurance, suspend their driver's license, prohibit any future regulatory certification for these truckers, etc. Have we learned nothing? These things fester when there are no consequences. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Pot calling kettle. Pot calling kettle. I cannot believe that she said that. If there are no consequences, these things fester. Yeah, kind of like what we're seeing in our cities all across America now. You mean kind of like that? When there are no consequences for looting, killing, burning cities down, they kind of fester and they get worse. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think she's seen that side of it yet. She's very, very, well, you know what I love about her is her stance, her stance on BLM. She just thinks, I've been very generous on this. It's not sort of nostalgia for a different kind of Republican, but, when I saw Romney marching, I think people should applaud people willing to take a stand in this environment. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. And she's also, according to her, it's a citizen's duty to get involved in these BLM protests. And ties between hashtag Black Lives Matter and hashtag COVID crisis are not just about its disproportionate impact on minority communities. Coronavirus really exposed the few capable of the moment that the protest became a citizen's duty. So you had a citizen's duty, not a right, a duty to go out, and rape and pillage. I think it's great. She's a great person for all pirates. Army mateys. Now, what's his name? Trudeau. I love him. Can I tell you something? He is just delicious. He is just delicious. And, I think he's a scarf guy. He wears scarves and it looks good because he's an elite. He's an elitist. And I love him. And when he started meeting with people yesterday at their Capitol and said, we've got to stop this. What are we going to do? What federal powers do we have? I think he is a freedom-loving guy. And so they've taken the Freedom Convoy, as he says, the so-called Freedom Convoy. Did you hear what he called these people yesterday? It was amazing the things that he is calling the truckers. It's not even about the vaccine anymore. This is about fighting for our freedom. Everybody's come together as a community. Our war our veterans didn't fight so we could be a communist country. This protest is about honoring those people, and Justin Trudeau can kiss my ass. That is one of the protesters after he said, you've got only a few hours to leave. Otherwise, we're going to come in and break it up, and we're going to take you all to jail because you are people that are just trying to overthrow the government, and you're trying to overthrow democracy. And we are not going to be pushed around. We're not. It's elected officials. Listen to this. This is from the Globe and Mail. Because of these lockdowns and these mask mandates, we are now in a place to lift many of these restrictions. And it's precisely because they were so successful that we can do this. As Omicron wave recedes and vaccine rates improve, more and more of them are being removed. And of those that remain, the least restrictive by far are the vaccine mandates. Get your shot, as 90% of Canada's adult population is done. And when you do, you're more free, not less free. Oh, so just comply.
And then you'll be free.
And then you'll be free. Okay. And Trudeau says he's not going to even meet with them. He won't. He won't. Even though he gave an apology and $10.5 million compensation as a payment, as an I'm sorry payment to a Guantanamo Bay inmate who went out and fought against and killed Canadian troops. He not only talked to him, he apologized to him and then gave him $10 million.
Why did you sign off on the compensation deal for Omar Khadr, and what do you have to say to Canadians who deeply disagree with your decision?
The Charter of Rights and Freedoms protects all Canadians.
Oh, it does now.
Every one of us.
Really?
Even when it is uncomfortable. This is not about the details or merits of the Khadr case. When the government violates any Canadian's charter rights, we all end up paying for it.
Wow, isn't that interesting? That was him then. This is him now. Which is it? Does freedom apply to all Canadians, and all Canadians pay for it when anybody's rights are violated? Because I have a feeling if this is true, you're going to be paying millions of dollars to truckers in the years to come.